Hey, back in the garage again, during the daytime this time though, but this is just a random one, and well, just trying to explain how effed up mental health can be. So obviously it used to be BPD, so borderline personality disorder. Now it's emotional irregularity, something, whatever it is. But yesterday, I wouldn't even know if it was a good day, but I know it didn't feel as bad as other days. And that was just because I'd plucked up the courage in the morning to ask a friend if they wanted to take their son to the local fair. And it was totally out of my comfort zone because it was in a town that I don't like going back to because that causes my post-traumatic stress to kick in. It was hurting a bit because I know that the person I was going with, I wanted to be more than just friends with. But I had to put that aside because I was just thinking about his son and his son having a good time. And it made me feel safe when we were there because he knew that certain things trigger me, or sometimes I'm going to need to grab onto your arm and just hold it. And his son was an angel. His son was giving me compliments, but without even realising it was a compliment, so it wasn't obvious like, oh, you look very nice. It was just him having a conversation about going on a ride, and then I said something back, and he's like, do you know, you're a very pretty lady, you are. And that nearly made me cry. And then I'm sitting here the next morning, I was just thinking, what if that's what life is meant to be like? Because obviously happiness doesn't last forever. It's a fleeting moment in time. Nobody's happy 24/7. But that seemed like the normal thing to do. Like him taking his son to the fair, and then going home, getting food, watching a film, falling asleep together. And that's all I've wanted in my life. And yes, it sounds pathetic. Well, that's all you wanted? You didn't have dreams or whatever? Yes, obviously there were other things. But I didn't plan on being single and alone. And it just felt so normal. And I've just been sitting here thinking, what if it wasn't for having mental health issues? And how happy or how different my life could have been. I say happy, I tend to use the word content. And then it makes me angry and bitter, thinking, what was wrong with my head? Why was my head chose to be messed up? Why was it me that had to deal with this? Why is it for the past 20-something years I've not had happy days? Yet there are people out there who have done heinous crimes and they have happier days. People who are trying to beat the system and benefit cheats and all that, they have happier days. But then me, my head decides to give me a conscience, and then that means consequences. But why did my head choose Why was I the one? Why couldn't I have had more happier days? And I suppose that's when people are manic, and when people say you're having a manic moment, because I'll admit it, and I'm ashamed, and I'm embarrassed, and and I feel like we should start a Temu anonymous group. So for people who are obviously addicted to Temu, but they're just too ashamed to admit. But I've been going on there, and I totally didn't realise that it was linked to my credit card. So I was wondering why my bank hadn't texted me to say there's some unusual activity on my normal account. So I was like, I can't be spending that much. It's fine. And then when I looked online, it was actually linked to my credit card. And I was like, £400. Oh my days. And then I'm trying to look back to see what I actually even ordered. And then sometimes when I've looked back, excuse me, I swear I've ordered the same thing 2 or 3 times. I don't even bloody know now. But see, like I said, see the down. I suppose it's like people who are addicted to certain substances or whatever it is, or like gambling or anything like that. The high, when you're up there, you're unstoppable, you're unbreakable, you're you. And I know it's not realistic. No one stays that high because your body wouldn't know what to do. It's not, obviously, it's not plausible. But most people had only dropped down a few stages to, oh well, it's not going to happen, but still I'll get on with life, whatever. But in my head, it goes from, yeah, definitely, we'll do that. Totally, that's 110%, blah, 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 blah. All happy, to literally plummeting down to its 0. Where it makes you question, what's the point? What if I don't get any more of those days? Or what if I get another one, but is it really worth it? I hate feeling bitter. I hate feeling angry too, but for some reason bitterness, I really don't like bitter. But yeah, that was just a random one, just, if anything, more to document it for me. Because I remember the downs, but I can't obviously remember the sadness in my voice or whatever else. But yeah. And if you are dealing with this, I'm sorry, because it isn't nice and it's horrible. And to try and regulate yourself is, yeah. So to all those who are going through it, just do what you have to do to stay safe. Sleep on the living room floor with a blanket. Put your favourite film on from when you were 5. Go round to that friend's house or your parents' house. Go for a drive. Sit on a swing in a park. I realised I really quite like going on swings now. It feels like I'm flying. Also worried that I'll fall off and my bones will crumble like chalk, but hey ho, getting old. But anyway, yeah, hope everyone's okay. And if you're not okay as you can be. And yeah, that's that.